Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got an interview here for you from the HBAR bull, and it's with James Dunform, who's the CEO of Neuron. Now, if you guys are regulars of my channel, you'll know that I've covered Neuron a few times now. I'm really interested in their use case for Hedera. Really great stuff. It's basically like drone tracking. And I've said before, like, this is just kind of like something that could really scale to a much bigger thing than just drones if they get really successful. So definitely one to watch in my opinion. And we've got this basically a quick update from James here, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because I think there's a lot going on here and I think it's very interesting to hear. So HBAR bull just basically asks James to expand on how things are going and how they're looking to basically expand their business from what was originally just a drone tracking use case. And so, yeah, James is saying, you know, that they're really doing well with what started with aviation in terms of drone tracking, etc. And they are now looking to potentially expand. He said that they basically have 2 huge pilot projects that are currently underway right now. And they actually had a launch event last week. And he said that there were members of government there. There were members from a regulatory department there, big corporations and executives. And he mentioned Google Wing as one of the big corporations that was there. So, you know, these guys were all asking questions about what they do, interest, trying to find out more about it, understand it. So clearly it sounds like the launch was a success because there's enough of an intrigue there, right? So to me, straight away, it sounds like the launch was very successful, and it shows that they've got the right kind of people around them, like big executives, corporations. The regulatory bodies are there to make sure that it's all, you know, it's all being done in the right way. And the government as well. I mean, obviously that speaks volumes, right? So that straight away I heard that, I was like, wow, that's really good to hear. Now, the next thing they'll just say, just touching on that in terms of, you know, regulators, because obviously they said that they were there. The regulators have actually agreed that what they're doing is the right approach for the future. So he's basically saying that, you know, Neuron, like, they feel validated now, right? Because, you know, like, they've been given the go ahead from the regulators. So that's obviously a huge positive for them because it lets them know that they're going down the right road. It lets them know that what they are doing is good. It's not going to give them any kind of legal scrutiny or anything like that. So obviously that's a huge positive. So that's massive to see. But they are saying obviously they want to make sure it's safe and secure before they can like scale this up. So they are basically working alongside the regulator body right now in like a sandbox environment. So they actually are getting like free help and advice, which again is massive, right? Because they're giving them their time and they're trying to make sure that they do this all in the right way. So think about it from like the SEC perspective, right? What did the SEC do in terms of crypto companies? They just say, oh, the rules are clear, you should know. And then they even like get information from these crypto companies and then use it against them. Like the SEC are being terrible. But then you've got this regulatory body here. And I believe Neuron are based in the UK, so probably tells you why there's such a big difference. And they're actually here like giving them their time and effort to give them guidance for free to help them shape this in a way that's going to be regulatory compliant. So again, like that shows what they think of this company. It shows that they really do agree with what the technology is. They're just trying to make sure that it's getting done in the right way. So I agree with that in general, right? Like obviously this is huge and this technology is great, but you want to make sure it's been done in a safe and secure environment. You want to make sure that it's being done properly, because if there's faults or something like that and this got rolled out at like a mass scale and then there was a problem, well, obviously that could be a catastrophe, right? Because if we're talking about scaling this up to, let's just say, airport traffic monitoring, for example, if there's issues with the technology that wasn't foreseen, well, yeah, that could be a huge problem, right? So, of course, this is something that's going to need the right type of testing, you know, make sure that it can be stress tested and that kind of thing to make sure that if it was to be done at scale, it can handle it, there's no problems, and it's all being done in a compliant and regulated way. So, yeah, I completely understand that. James was saying like they are currently underway doing all the things that the regulator want to do, working alongside them, and he thinks it's going to be about a year until that's completed, which, to be honest with you, that's not bad at all. You know, that's really good, you know, for how far they've come, and to get to that in a year, meaning that they can then expand the business and, you know, continue to go bigger. Yeah, to me, I don't think that's a bad thing to hear at all. I think that was really good. And so they just then touch on just like what they're helping to do. And he said that they've been in talks with like drone companies who are like setting up delivery services for certain areas in the UK. And I think one of the places that they mentioned was Cornwall, if I remember rightly. And he was saying that, like, you know, for example, in Cornwall, they find it hard to deliver down there in terms of like Royal Mail and NHS. They find it difficult down there. Now, maybe this is just because it's a certain part of the UK that's a bit more secluded, you know, like bottom of the coast, that kind of thing. But for whatever reason, they have difficulty. So you've got these drone companies there that are like trying to do deliveries down there to make it more accessible, right? To open it up for them and make it a bit easier. And so, this is where Neuron are obviously trying to help in that regard. Like, this is where their technology can obviously be utilized to help them to navigate these kind of problems. And, one of the things that they just said, like their biggest clients are NHS and Royal Mail. That's absolutely huge, guys, because those are two massive entities, like NHS, the National Health Service. I mean, do I even need to say anything in regards to that? And then you've got Royal Mail, which Royal Mail used to be government, right? But it's now private. It's been sold out, so it's now a private company. But we're still talking about like a massive company, like the Royal Mail deliver all mail, like, you know what I mean? So we're talking about two huge companies here. So if they've got these guys as their clients, you can just imagine how big this could be for Neuron if this really is successful and they're able to scale up from here. Like, if you've got those just at the moment at the low end, then yeah, you can imagine where it can go in the high end. So I already told you guys about, I think this is one of the pilots that they're talking about here. Like, I covered it before, but they were showing you like a drone going from like land to a vessel, and it was basically delivering like a blood sample or something like that, or like medication, that kind of thing. And this is what they're trying to show you is like, you know, if there's like medication that needed to be delivered in an emergency or something like that, how would they get it over there, right? And this is where they're saying you could use the drones to take the medication or the blood sample, etc., over to, you know, the vessel or whatever. Yeah, like the use case is huge. I think this could be really big, and the fact that like they're now saying that they've got regulatory bodies supporting them and helping them, it shows me that one, obviously they've got the backing, and two, this could go way bigger than anticipated, right? Because once this is done and then they actually can start scaling up, who knows where they can scale to. So there's a lot of potential here. So, real interesting interview here. They do talk about some other stuff after this as well, but I'll be honest with you, like, those were the most interesting things and the most important things to what Neuron are doing. So obviously, if you do want to see it, it's on the HBAR Foundation's X profile. It's on a post on there. So feel free to check it out. It is a good interview overall, but those are the main points. But yeah, Neuron is definitely one to watch. They really are growing in leaps and bounds. It seems like the pilot's going well. And obviously, again, as we're seeing, they've got like the big corporations around them now, the government around them now, regulatory bodies. So all the right people are coming together to help really push this off the ground. So I think they're going to do really well in the future, personally. But what do you guys think? Neuron's interview with the HBAR bull. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.